Greetings, Moonlight citizens. This is your man on the moon, here to discuss with you episode 9 of Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. As I'm joined by my friend, we get into the court proceedings of Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, PlayStation, and so many other things right here on this episode as we dive into it in 3, 2, 1.
Very nice country. They've done some terrible fucking things. Holy shit. So,
Yeah.
I'm used to a city. Shit.
Yeah, I know Japan's up to some shady business. I saw Last Samurai and The Wolverine and various other non
Okay, give me 1 second.
savory
I'll take a
media.
pop quickly.
Oh yeah.
Okay, might actually watch Deadpool one time.
Wait a minute. So you telling me before you saw Dude in that suit, you weren't gonna watch Deadpool 3?
Fuck no, I've never watched any of
What?
The second one a girl dragged me to. I was literally like, I have no interest in watching this. I watched the first one like 2 years after it came out. I was like, this is fun. And then they're like, are you excited for the next one? I'm like, not really. I'm just chilling. Not gonna lie, I'm just chilling.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
I don't know, man. I've been fucking my free time right now is just like it's reading books, just straight up just reading.
Wow.
I bought a new copy of the Dune book because I had to return my copy back to the old lady that I got it from. Apparently, her grandson wanted it. I was like, you're 13. I don't think you're gonna. I mean, good luck, kiddo. It's a big book.
Yes, you're 13 years old. Your attention span is surely not enough to grasp the land of spice and, Sardukar and all that business.
It goes beyond this. The spice makes the fourth look dog shit. Seriously, it's so fucking broken what this thing does to you. The fourth, I can move objects. The best thing I can do is I can put myself somewhere else. There's literally a character in Dune that can access his entire bloodline's collective memory because of the amount of spice he's consumed over the year. So basically, if you had this guy's brain, you had access to every single memory of your entire ancestry line.
So this dude, whoever he is, has tripped so much acid and is tripping balls so hard that he's basically in the avatar state every day, seeing all his past lives and shit.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like it would be seriously annoying as fuck, man. Like, just damn, revisiting past lives and everything. I mean, what if you had a boring life back in the day, man? What if you were like a plumber or some shit? Like you wouldn't. It would.
It's not like that. Basically, like the collective wisdom of your entire in this one scene, what's the character's name? Duncan Idaho, who's in the first fucking movie. He dies then, but
okay. First off, before you go any further, I must interject. Out of all the names in all of Dune, that is the most normal sounding name of everyone in that entire cast. Duncan Idaho, just
Duncan Idaho.
seriously, he's the one dude with a normal ass name. Everyone else, they have a normal first name and a fucked up last name. Like, just come on. What the heck is an Atreides, man?
It's a Roman fucking. It's a Roman family. Wait, I'm getting another call. One second. I gotta make a phone call.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man, you do your thing.
They're basically shapeshifters.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's Gola. Like you can make a Gola, which is basically a clone of something. But the weird say certain things to them that would trigger their their like default personality and their default memory.
isn't that essentially an LMD, uh,
LMD.
life model decoy, like the shit Nick Fury would use in like the comics? You know, like he would die like
Yeah,
5 times, but it was an LMD all along. You know, like
yeah, yeah. That Dune came up. Yeah, that whole concept because it was so fucking foreign back then. Dune popularized
yeah,
in some sense.
it predates a lot of things from. I mean, the book predates a lot of sci-fi concepts that are now common now.
Yeah, because it made a lot of them.
Yeah. But it took so damn long to get a proper adaptation off the ground. I mean, not for lack of trying, but still.
Not okay, true. There was I think it was Michael Fassbender played. It's basically the second Dune book. There was a series on I think TMC or something
Yeah,
where it.
I heard about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. He plays that character well. Like later in the second, that guy is like the fucking final boss of Dune. Holy shit!
It's certainly something. Yeah, a solid story, which is weird. It's weird. Okay, looking at the success the Dune movie's gotten now, and like the hype growing around the sequel, it makes you wonder that, well, since Dune was the story that inspired sci-fi stories for decades to come, that if John Carter got remade now, would it also receive the same level of like appreciation than it did way back when?
I don't think so because the way it was, like conceptualized, it was so in its infancy. It was so it was so in its infancy back. And it was like, how do I say this? It was like a very small idea. They presented it. Then it took a long time. Then fucking Frank Herbert and by certain elements within it. Like, all right, take this. I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll take this. Make a fucking masterpiece, and then that blew up. So while it is responsible for a lot of like the like the whole sand planet, right? The whole idea that the first planet that Star Wars, Dune, and then the John Carter series, the fact that they start a sand planet starts with the John Carter one. So
Yeah.
it how do I say this? It's like a shit first try. You make something terrible, but like that's the original idea. Then someone else takes elements of that and just makes a masterpiece. While you can claim that you thought of the idea first, you didn't do that.
Yeah, it's more of a first draft almost, and I mean, when you really look at Star Wars, especially like the original trilogy, it's essentially Cliff Notes versions of with like taking elements of John Carter, elements of like those old Kurosawa samurai stories, and piecing them together to make something new. But just because that movie exists and the creator will come forward and say, yeah, I took bits of this, bits of that, it doesn't mean like those bits that he took elements from get like that respect. Like, oh, he took a bit of this. Let me go check out this John Carter story, Crib from or whatever. It just doesn't feel right.
It You're right because also how I feel about art is that it's so far back, like way too far back. It hasn't. It's not like something sleep. Dude's been sleep a good years. You know what I mean? Like people have talked about like it is the shit, and it the,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't the bottom.
I
Yeah,
pay, I pay.
saying that
All I had was on my cake. All I had was on my cake. Yeah. Let's see it. Hold on a second. Pega. It's certainly something to consider, but like thing with wanted to ask. Oh yeah. When you started talking, I was asking about that trial. There was this list of there was this video I wanted to send you. It's like the 10 key takeaways from the trial so far, and dude, I said this last time we talked about it. I'll say it again. PlayStation is shady. What the fuck, man? There's some shady shit they be up to behind the scenes. You aware of this?
No, not really. Why? What they be doing?
So, okay, not all games are exclusive. Some games are cross-platform. You will get the game
Yeah.
that's like, this is on Xbox and PlayStation and PC. So, what PlayStation would do is, okay, there's a deal that's brokered when gaming companies talk to the people who make the games. It's a 60-40 split. The guy who makes the game gets like 60, and the people distributing it get 40%, whatever the cut is. What PlayStation would do is they would take the money they would earn from those cross-platform games, and they would pay off gaming studios to make their games PlayStation exclusives and cut out Xbox. Like, goddamn, that's
Yo, that is fuck.
exactly, man. Like, what the, what the hell? I
Fucked up because you could actually. I mean, why would game studios do that? I mean, listen, you could then just. You're literally hitting a bigger net. You're literally casting a bigger net over whatever you made. You're pulling up more.
yeah,
Because if you're doing good enough, people on PC and Xbox will buy it. That's a fucking fact. Do you not think if that fucking Spider-Man game came out on Xbox, people would not buy it?
they would, totally would.
The God of War game or the fucking Last of Us. I don't know about the second one, like.
I don't know that, man. Like, okay. But still, though, man, just that idea that, yo, it makes you look at all the exclusives we get and we're like, was this supposed to be a cross generational thing? And Sony just said, hey, make that an exclusive. We'll give you a bunch of money. Like, you kind of look at it like, damn, what if, Like, yeah, it's certainly worth looking into. But it's not all, apparently. It's not all. Remember, I told you a while back, that one dude, like the head of PlayStation, one time in an interview said, oh, the next generation of consoles doesn't begin until we say so. Like, let's be real. That guy was full of himself. As good as the PlayStation can be at times, like that dude was full of himself. Just,
He was full of shit.
yeah. But yeah, and there's apparently in these like court files, it is now public knowledge. Like it is now like sworn under oath testimony that by 2028 the PlayStation 6 will be out and about. I don't know how this came up. I would have liked to. I would have loved to be there, like just listening in. Like, how the hell did we go from PlayStation is paying people to not make Xbox games to, yeah, the PlayStation 6 is coming out in 2028. Who brought up that? Like,
They're like, oh, we found some shit. Yeah, so we found it when it's coming. It makes sense. It
I'm just imagining, like, imagine if this was like a proper, like, documentary or whatever, and you get the dramatization, the guy emerging from the courtroom, and it's like, through discovery, we have determined the release date for the PlayStation 6 is in 2028. After a long, extensive search through Sony files, we found out. Oh, damn.
we found that. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, damn. But the whole Activision acquisition was actually brought on because of Sony being shady. So them crying out, basically this whole trial is Microsoft bought Activision and Blizzard and all their studios. And Sony was like, hey, this is not fair. This is not right. Like, no one studio should have like the right to buy this big studio that owns all these other fucking studios. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to like other companies. Even though Sony, let's be real, owns a bunch of studios themselves. But yeah, they were like, this ain't right. And the whole reason Xbox even bought Activision was because they found out like, oh hey, this game that we want to like be on our platform as well is set to be a PlayStation exclusive. So they talked to the developers, and the developers were like, that 60-40 split? Yeah, 60% to us, 40% to you? Yeah. Make it a 70-30 split and we'll add Xbox in here. Like, but that's outrageous. Like, it's 60-40 for a reason. Nobody feels like they're getting ripped off. But in order to, get...
30. You do like it.
Yeah.
Hey, you get 30. Like,
yeah, because at the end of the day, you're putting up the money for this shit. So if you're only getting 30% of a cut, you're going to feel like I'm getting ripped off here. Like, but still, so Xbox put up the money. They paid that developer, which was at the time an Activision thing. The game found up on Xbox, and they said, okay, so this never happens again. We're just gonna buy Blizzard, so Sony can't cut us out of like Blizzard games and pay them to like keep us out of there. We're just gonna buy the studio. So like and now Sony is worried. They're really fucking worried because one of the studios that is an Activision thing is Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is huge. They're like, and Sony is like, oh fucking no, Microsoft is gonna make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive. We're gonna be fucked. Like,
no, they're not. No, they're fucking not. They have Killzone, man. Don't you know Killzone? Killzone is so fucking good.
yeah.
Fuck that game. I played one Killzone game. It was trash.
I played Killzone 1. I played Killzone 1 way back in PlayStation 2, and I liked it, but I took a look at the ones that came after, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go play Call of Duty, dog. I'm good, I'm kind of done with Killzone. They made one good game, and then, I'm out. Yeah. But still, though, man, like, they were stressing. You can tell they're stressing because they fighting hard to stop this sale. They're fighting hard to stop Xbox owning.
No, they are.
Yeah.
They are so because that Activision like department is they're making quite a bit because they're feeding the market. And then imagine like you just cut off one stream and you're like, so you can't supply PlayStation anymore. They're like, well, shit. But you're a billion-dollar corporation. Some of your biggest games aren't even shit that's exclusive. Like World of Warcraft, not an exclusive game. Diablo, not an exclusive game. You can't just like mid. And I don't think they'll do that with. Okay, firstly, like, COD is better played on a fucking PlayStation. Like, that's just fact.
Yeah.
Most players, like, you'll never see them. You'll catch them dead. You won't even catch them dead with an Xbox controller. Like me, any good pro doesn't play with an Xbox controller. He plays with a PlayStation. Just how it's been for a while. It's just the fact that Sony out of fear did this and then they get exposed for being a twat is the funniest thing. that should brighten up my day, man.
Absolutely. I laughed when I like just you tried to like point at Xbox and be like, he's doing shady shit, he's trying to screw us out of getting paid, and then Microsoft just be like, you've been screwing us for years, man. Like, come on, get real with this.
You know what Sony is like? Sony is like toxic, that toxic girlfriend. Like she's been fucking you over, done all this shit to you, and then you like do one thing, and then she's like, you've been beating me for so long, you know, you've done all this shit, you've done all this, and you finally have the courage to be like, you know what, bitch, fuck you, and you just start like,
Yeah.
you go in.
I gotta give props to, yeah, I give props to the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, because his plan to, buy Activision was way smarter than his predecessor's plan to just outspend Sony. Like, that was, I kid you not, man. This is legit testimony that the plan before Phil Spencer came along and how Xbox was gonna win the console wars is they were gonna outspend Sony. Just
Well, they tried. Oh, they definitely. You see how fucking mad they were buying studios? Like, circa like 2015 to like around 2021, we just up studios. Any good game studio that hadn't been released. This is why indie companies are like a good indie company will make your business fucking skyrocket in the amount of money that you get. They
the,
were just buying these like, small companies up for years. And they won't. I mean, I don't even think there's a console. Like, that's my take, right? I don't think there's a console war. But if that's how you're going to win it, you'd rather have the guy that all the studios underneath him and be like, all right, I'll take you instead. Because you have experienced developers, you have games that have had significant tenure and fan base. So the next games you release in that franchise, you're getting a much bigger piece of that pie. So it makes sense what they were. Let's move that we did.
it just sounds
So like,
illogical, though.
studios didn't have
It just from my perspective, it sounds illogical, though. I'm gonna beat this guy by spending more money than him. Just
Oh yeah. I think that happened, and it doesn't work.
yeah.
This year it is working, but last year it's not happening.
Well, granted, last year there was a pandemic. I mean, we were coming off a pandemic, so yeah, there
We
was,
are coming up.
yeah. But still, man, still, just this whole thing has got me like laughing at points and just thinking, man, who's who's the heel in all this, man? Like, because they both got things that not to like about them, but like at the same time, like who am I rooting for in this? Like, because a part of me wants Xbox to get Activision so they can finally stick it to Sony, but another part's like, I mean, this is kind of backhanded about it, just well, I can't beat him, so I'm just gonna like, I don't know, I'm gonna buy him out. Just I don't know, man. It seems low. Like you could just
Basically,
yeah. So it's hard to root for anybody. Because I remember like Phil Spencer went on in an interview and he was like, I get people all the time telling me, just make better games. And it's like, that's not how it works. Um, and I'm sitting there like, I mean,
is
it
how it
kind of
works.
is.
On a fundamental level, you build good games attract a fan base. A fan base, especially if you're console locked with that specific game, will draw people to buy that console. Then you sell them on other products. So it literally is a good game. Make better games. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Him saying that's not how it works isn't right. What he should have said was it's more complicated than that. It would have been better if he
Okay,
just said, "Oh, it's more complicated than that," instead of "That's not how it works." Just, dude,
dumbass.
that's totally how it works. You think people buy a PlayStation just because I don't know brand loyalty? No, man. They buy a PlayStation because they got these dope games on it.
Yeah, that I can't get anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
mostly down to shady business tactics, but still, you know. Oh shit. But yeah, man. I gotta ask, who you hoping wins in all this? Who you hoping comes out on top? You want Xbox owning Activision and Blizzard?
I think Sony is a big company, right? But wow, wait 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. want them to get bought out by Microsoft, and Microsoft starts making ruthless changes to how that company is run.
Yeah.
Because they've been fucking up. Remember that lawsuit? You remember this lawsuit in like 2021 where the state of California sued Blizzard for how they were treated?
I remember something about like the workers working crazy hours and serious crunch, but like there was some
It's
kind
not
of
just
toxic work environment.
There's a lot worse. There's an employee that committed suicide.
Damn.
Yeah, you stay up because like people making like illicit photos of her setting it on. That's how you run a company, and that shit was getting swept underneath the rug because of the Bobby Kotick. The fact is, if Microsoft can come down, clean that company out, just fucking take all the shit and filter it out, and you can finally like build it decent company out of that. I'm perfectly fine with that because Activision has that, and Blizzard have had such amazing games for so long, but they've just been fucking it up with how the company manages. Yeah, on your side?
Yeah, I'm all for Microsoft coming in and cleaning the company up from an outsider's perspective. And I'm also for the guy who's running things now getting fired. Like, just, the moment that sale comes in, the guy who's in charge of Blizzard now is out of a job. You just know, because,
No. He's not in charge. That's that he him and the lady who was appointed like the female head.
yeah,
She left by the way.
yeah.
When she was in a position. She knew it from the beginning. The guy left, but like, none of his decisions are his. It's literally Bobby Code. On the like fucking behind the curtain, he's still like dangling the strings and doing that shit.
Yeah. You knew he never went anywhere. He's like, he's gone, but he ain't gone. It's like, oh yeah, the reason I bring up the guy in charge now is getting fired is because, dude, remember I told you a minute ago, like, yeah, there was this deal they had, normally it's 60-40, but they changed it to 70-30, and like Xbox got 30 and whatever got 70. He was the guy broker in that shit. That's why I'm like, the moment Microsoft buys this company, he's fucking fired, man.
Yeah, done. He's busted.
Yeah.
Like imagine post CEO just said fuck it, I'm out. He left after like 2 months. She was like, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah.
Because then you're having and like specific like a female CEO, she's gonna make changes. And if Bobby Kotick says no, what's she gonna do? She's either gonna stay in that position, get the shit checked till she's inevitably fired.
Yeah.
She could just leave and go to.
Yeah. The thing is, I remember like the whole reason, not the whole reason, but one of the main reasons she got the job was like when she got the job, people were like, oh, there's a new CEO. This one's a female. Like one of the headlines was like, no more boys club or some shit. Like the attitude was like, it was like a frat house and she was going to be the one to clean it all up. But like, did she really? I mean,
No.
That's a lot of pressure to put on one person.
No, it was on both of them, but like, he's not in a position to make decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. The more I think about this, the more it's like it's that show Succession, man. It's just
I have not seen.
Oh shit. Well, basically, the premise is like the dad of this family is the head of this major company. He found out he's dying, and one of his kids is gonna take over. He has to take over the company, and like the show is like, which one of his kids is it gonna be? Like that's. He has two sons and one daughter. Like the one son who's like seemingly earmarked for the job. The other son is like a screw up, and the daughter is like you'd think she would be the even head like between these two, but like she's also shady. Like what the
Yeah.
yeah, like everybody's shady on this show, so it's like, damn. I mean, and the dude, yeah, he's going, but he's not really going anywhere. Like he won't be running the shit, but he'll still be running the shit behind the scenes. You get that vibe, you know? That's why I'm like, it's like that. Yeah.
Play a puppet, basically.
Basically, yeah.
That's fucked up.
Hey, it would be a great. I can't wait for the Netflix documentary of all this shit because they make documentaries on everything. I can't wait for them to. Oh shit! Oh, goddamn!
You in my mind all the time, visualize, and I hope that I can make it through. I gotta find a way out. I gotta find a way out. I gotta find a way out of everything that holds me down. I'll scream until my lungs give out. Ain't nobody gonna stop me now. I gotta find my way out of everything that holds me down. Out of everything that holds me down. Out of everything that holds me down. I wanna be a better me. I wrote a song called Destiny. When I'm in pain, don't let them see. Emotion is the enemy. Therapeutic chemistry. I strive to be a part of you. I wanna help the world get through.